Welcome to your daily focus for September the 21st, 2022. So today we have the motivation, the will, the drive to produce, to grow, to improve. A part of our lives, a part of our reality. But we're not going to get very far before we have to hit the brakes and understand that we may need to restructure, where we need to confront obstacles. I think is probably the biggest thing. So if things get in your way today, do not turn around. Do not try and find a different way that's easier. There's no quick fixes in this kind of energy. It's hard work. It's determination. It's creating your own luck. But let's start at the beginning. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. And oh my goodness, thank you so much for all your comments. I mean, I haven't even made it through all of them yet. You guys just totally rock the world. I'm telling you. I have the best fans ever. I really do. I have the best subscribers ever on any platform. I'll go toe to toe with them, with you guys behind me. Anyways, thank you. Thank you for your light, your love, your support. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I was just so tickled pink today, let me tell you. Anyways, we have the 21 energy. The 21 energy is really understanding that we are so close to going into a brand new experience, brand new goals, dreams, desires, successes. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a promotion, maybe it's a new friendship, a new lover, a new person in your life in some way, in some form, new community perhaps. But the 21 says this is all right around the corner for you. It is approaching, and it's approaching faster than you are preparing yourself for. And it's definitely time to take care of those loose ends. So we don't want to actually be going forward, especially with new ideas, new thoughts, new decisions, we want to hold off on a little bit of that stuff because we're still in full moon energy, okay? The new moon's right around the corner too. So look at what obstacles you have, what weighs you down, what pulls you down, what keeps you in the past. 2 + 1 is a 3. That's our beautiful Empress energy. So we can be very diplomatic today. We can also be highly intuitive today. The Empress is about planting the seed, getting grounded in nature, allowing your creativity to flow. If we do the daily numerology, it is an 18, and that is what? Your inner heart, right? Your passions, the things that you're passionate about, not your next door neighbor, not your best friend, not your parents, not your kids, what you are passionate about, what you love the most, and connecting with that. And start to build it in your mind and experience through your emotions the freedom you feel, the liberation you feel when you follow a passion, when you follow a dream, when you follow a desire. And get connected with those things that raise you up, that motivate you, that move you forward. It all starts from the heart center. It all starts with the love of yourself and the love of your dream. 1 + 8 is a 9. Very much like the 21 energy, we are clearing the way for new experiences to come in. The 9 is, in essence, an ending, but it's also because we know the new beginning is right around the corner, right? We know that 10 energy is there. That 1 energy is there, right? Absolutely. So it's all about preparing. We don't have many days of the full moon energy left. We don't have many days of Virgo left. Okay, and Virgo is wonderful to know what has value, what does not, getting your ducks in a row, bringing in beauty, enhancing relationships. It could be work, health, well-being that you're concentrating on making better and bigger and more alive in your life. So we only have a couple more days of that, and the moon is in Leo. We know that the moon isn't going to be in Leo much longer before it moves signs again, right? 2.5 to 3 days, right? The moon takes to cross a sign. Usually 2.5 days. So on Leo is about standing in your independence and allowing your self-expression to flow. and bringing in happiness and joy and giggles and laughter in your life. Just to name a few things. We also have Mars and Jupiter talking up in the sky. I don't think they're really, I think they're getting along because they're actually motivating us. They're actually stirring us to grow, to improve our lives in some way, to change a habit, change a behavior, invite a new habit in, invite a new behavior in. Maybe it's new people. Maybe it's like-minded people. Maybe you're changing crowds for a new energy experience altogether. Mars and Jupiter together, working in harmony, also brings in luck. We have to kind of make our own luck, though. It's not just going to show up in our lives, but we have to create the luck. So we create what? The energy, right? Absolutely. So we raise our energy. We start thinking futuristic rather than, or at least in the here and now. But definitely not in the past. I know we're in full moon. I know 6 planets are in retrograde. So that's why I'm telling you this, is because you have to have it you have to move it from the subconscious to the conscious. You have to make it so that you are aware of this, so that you keep it front of mind. And we can be quite resourceful. Virgo is also a planet that gives us that resourcefulness. So we have a lot of energy helping us out, helping us to motivate ourselves to move forward in the way that we want to move forward, to bring in, well, our best lives ever, right? The best life for you ever. That's what it's all about. Creating that harmony and happiness and joy and abundance and love, one step at a time. Now we also have Jupiter and Saturn. Now they're the ones that aren't getting along. I said Jupiter and I thought, ooh, Jupiter's in a fight with somebody, but I think it's with Saturn. So what happens is we want to expand, we want to grow, and we will see an obstacle. There'll be something holding us back. There's something in the way. Maybe it's that reason we procrastinate. Maybe it's that excuse we use on why we don't have the time, energy, resources to do what we want to do. But that obstacle does appear. Do not look away from it. It is there for a very important reason, for you to conquer that obstacle. Maybe you're going to move over it, under it, through it, but you're going to reconstruct your life, okay? And it could be business goals, because Saturn is kind of like the business person, but I think where you want to move yourself forward, where you're really thinking about taking a risk on yourself or moving forward in a certain way, and you just seem to hit that obstacle, you hit that brick wall. Pay attention to that brick wall, okay? And you can defeat it, otherwise it wouldn't be shown to you on a day like today. So maybe it is seeking a professional, maybe it is talking it over with a best friend or a mentor. Maybe it's praying or meditating or contemplating on the obstacle that really helps you move forward. Ask God, your angels, your spirit guides. If it's a hard obstacle, say, I give it up to you. I can't do it alone. Don't worry, they'll come down immediately and start helping you. Don't ever worry about that. They're there. That's their job. It's to wait for you to wave the flag and say, help me. Then they can come in, they can assist. Otherwise, they just have to let you use your free will. So, and there's no easy fix right now. So don't expect an easy fix. In fact, if somebody says that it's too good to be true, chances are too good to be true. So beware of that kind of energy around you today. Absolutely. The long way is the right way. The one where we have to roll up our sleeves and get down to the nitty gritty. It's important on a day like today, and to actually do that, to show God, your angels, your spirit guides, the universe, the cosmos, that you are indeed walking forward with or without them. You will create your own luck if you must, but you're going forward. Just say, I'm going forward and I want this or better. So let's get up. Let's go. And I do quite often. I talk to Edna's, always here on my side there. When I look this way, I'm listening to Edna. But a lot of times they have to stand back and they have to allow us to experience the world by our own steps. It's like you're driving a car down the road, right? And you know those little bumps they make, so you know that you're going off the road. Okay, they're there to warn us, but we still have free will. We can go right over those bumps and into the ditch if we want. Sometimes we don't want to. We just felt those bumps and we've already, gone the extra mile. There ain't no turning back. We're going in the ditch. So call upon God, your angels, your spirit guides, and say, I need help with this. And they'll brighten up the steering wheel. They'll straighten out those wheels. They'll make sure you avoid those bumps. So those little bumps, when you kind of feel like, I don't know what to do with this, and I'm worried and I'm scared and I'm trying to turn back, but I want to go forward, and then tell them. Let them in on it. Ask for their help. And yes, you can be very formal, but usually that's the way I talk with Edna. I just talk to Edna like she's sitting across the table from me or next to me. And they do love it when we take the time to do it all up fancy and light candles and do a proper prayer or a mantra and a thank you. Don't forget to thank them. We also might find with Jupiter and Saturn that our personal goals is getting interfered by our social goals, our family, our friends. We want to go home and work on this, and they want to go out and do this. And, how do you keep the balance? This is one of those things that you need to look at and figure out today. And maybe it's just having a discussion with your friends and saying, hey, I'm going to get tied up with this for a while, and I hope you support me in it, and I'll be back. But today I've got to do this for me. It's important. And if they're any kind of friend at all, of course they're going to support you. Okay, let's get to the cards, shall we? So our shadow card, oh, look, for goodness sakes, give us a break already, universe. The Three of Swords is our shadow card today. Healing? Do you need to heal? Do you need to forgive somebody? Forgive yourself? Do you need to start loving yourself again? Do you need to put yourself on top of the priority list again? Now, anytime we're in full moon energy and we're moving up to the new moon energy, it is a time to kind of unplug and recharge and just get ready for that new moon. Tie up the loose ends. Absolutely. 21 came out to remind us of that, but that should be something that is very typical in your routine. If you go to the current of the moon and the kind of energy that it gives us at different periods of time throughout the month, throughout the day, throughout the week. Now the sky is breaking up. The sun is coming through. So this isn't something that is supposed to make you go into this deep dark hole and it's 3 or 5 years of therapy and you'll be fine. This is more of just having that conversation with yourself. Maybe ask your angels to come in and assist you in the healing. And believe that you are a good person, an outstanding person, a wonderful person, a magical person, a person with talents and dreams and goals and visions of their tomorrow. Sometimes it's about letting go of something in the past. We do have 6 planets retrograde, so I'm not going to be able to hold this card up and honestly look you in the eye and say, you know what? You got to let it go. Every time you bring that story up, every time you bring that situation up, as far as your brain is concerned, you're reliving it and reliving it and reliving it and reliving it and reliving it. So it's time to move away from it. Now, why do we tell that story? Maybe we want everybody to know that we were hurt, we were damaged, we were treated unfairly, unjustly. Maybe it's an explanation for where you are in life right now. This is what happened to me. That's why I'm here. But every time you tell that story, it puts you right back there in that energy again, that low vibration. You will not be able to allow the magic to come into your life so long as you are consistently reliving that and reliving that and reliving that through your words, through your conversations. So if you must say them, then say them today, but saying, that was yesterday. I go forward with a new energy. I leave that in the past. Make a statement. Put energy behind it. Put emotion behind it. That it's not allowed to follow you forward. That you went through it. You've learned the lesson. You've gained the wisdom and understanding. And now it's time to go forward with that energy. Oh, look at that. Right underneath it, though, we had the Magician. So, what do you want? What do you want? Now, the Magician also asks us to show that we really want it. It's just not a whimsical thing that we're saying, but we're actually working towards that goal, that dream, that desire. Okay, first card. Look at this. The High Priestess shows up. I tell ya. The High Priestess is here. This is sitting in quiet contemplation. This is realizing your magic, your potential, your tools, your toolbox, your talents, your abilities, your creative energy, your self-expression, your love, your compassion, your joy, your sorrow. It's understanding you. We all come here with magic. We all come here with magic. And I don't mean like we all have this little wand and we tap it somewhere, we wiggle our nose and the kitchen's clean kind of energy. We all have magic. You ever see some people, with a paintbrush, and all of a sudden, oh my God, it's like magic how they fill in that canvas and create something so beautiful and magical. And what do you do when you maybe cook supper for the family? What do you do when you go to work, or you go out and you buy a nice car to drive the family around in? Or your talents, your abilities, your personality is all a part of your true magic. And you have not even scratched the potential. I don't care where you are in life, you have not scratched the potential of who you could become. So I'm almost thinking that today is by looking at that extra mile that we can put in. By expecting to hit that home run time and time and time again. And maybe it'll be a lot of swings before you actually hit it out of the park. When you do, it's because you were trying and trying and trying. You rolled up your sleeves and you said, okay, you know what? I'm in this kind of energy, that rocking energy. We're still in that rocking energy. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back a couple of days. But don't worry, because if you rock back and forth, eventually the momentum, you're gone. You're on fire. Passion is overtaking you. Look at you go. You're motivating yourself just by thinking about it, just by dreaming about it, and by rolling up your sleeves and saying, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to move forward in this direction. Nothing is going to stop me. High Priestess. The second card is, oh my gosh, this card keeps coming up too. Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is those little petty worries we have. And maybe that's how we ended up feeling so bloody depressed and sad anyways. By allowing these little thoughts to fill your head. And it becomes a worry. It always does. That's how we were trained. That's how we were programmed. To go to the worst possible scenario. And everybody shuns you, everybody turns away, nobody will talk to you, you're not invited for the parties anymore. It just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. And I say, stop it. Just yell stop. Cancel, cancel, delete, delete. When you catch yourself worrying about things, and especially if you are seeing that conversation that you have to have with somebody in the future, okay, so you are writing the script at that point. I want you to know that. You're already asking for that energy to come alive. And you don't even realize that you're doing this because it's your subconscious actually showing you the movie. You're just sitting down. We're used to turning on the TV and sitting back with our popcorn and Netflix binging. So when our mind starts doing this, we just sit back and we watch. We don't interfere. We have to stop it. We have to start growing it with the what if. What if I walk into work tomorrow and instead of everybody turning their back on me, the boss comes out, shakes my hand, says, I'm giving you a promotion. That was fabulous what you did yesterday and said yesterday. Everybody in here wanted to say it, and you were the one that had the guts to stand forward and say that. We're proud of you, and we want to get together with you. We want to give you a raise. We want to promote you. We want you to go to corporate. We want you to be our employee of the month, whatever it might be. But start imagining it bigger and better and more beautiful. Now, that might not turn out, but we've already started writing the script for that job promotion, that move to corporate, employee of the month on the plaque, whatever we might be wanting. Okay, because it's not just the big picture, but all those little things in between. So don't let your subconscious take over and take you down that rabbit hole, because it will show you the worst possible thing about yourself ever, each and every time. Our third card is, look at this, the World card, the 21 energy. And this is essentially what I said at the beginning. This is about a new tomorrow awaiting you. It's on the horizon. All you have to do is keep going. And there's some things that you need to let go of. There's some loose ends that you need to take care of. And why? So that that doesn't follow you into this new moon energy. So that when you take off, when you stop rocking back and forth and you accelerate and away you go, you accelerate and away you go. There's not something going, oh, wall. We don't want the wall. So take care of the walls now, okay? Whatever, you're behind on your bills, then figure out how you're going to work out a plan to take that off. Once you have the plan, right, the worry's gone. You may not be able to pay off those bills right away, but if you have a plan of action, now you can proceed and put your energy to other things because you have taken care of that. And always say that you want this or better than this when you ask. This or better than this, and let them make up their minds, for goodness sakes. So the High Priestess and the World card, but we got the Nine of Swords in between. Oh, all this worry, all this anxiety, all this fear. What if I can't do it, Telly? Of course you can do it. Oh my goodness. Of course you can do it. It wouldn't be in your mind if you could not do it, okay? It simply would not be there. It's like, I don't want to fly a plane. Ever. Not my gig. It's never in my mind. It never shows up in any of my meditations or when I'm growing that I am sitting in the cockpit. Not once. Because it's not where I'm supposed to go. It's not a part of who I'm supposed to become at the present time. Maybe 5 years from now, I might want to fly a plane. But right now, I'm good. I highly doubt that because I have my truck driving license, and all of a sudden the government says, well, you need a full medical and you got to pay for the full medical in order to keep your truck driving license. And I thought, am I ever going to drive a truck again? Chances are no. So I gave it up, and then my brother got a hold of me. We got to do a long distance trip with a truck, and he says, well, you got your license. And I said, I actually gave it up. So no, I'm out of this race. Oh. Yes, I was a truck driver when girls weren't truck drivers. So we are looking at maybe 1990, somewhere in there. I was a truck driver for about 6 years there. And I used to get to a delivery and I'd hop out and they'd go, it's a girl. I hear them all saying, it's a girl. See, when I was growing up, my parents never taught me that there were limitations. Not once did they ever show me a limitation. So when I came home and said, gee, I need my truck license, they said, okay, what do we got to do to get that? They didn't say, well, girls don't drive trucks. Oh, look what we have. The new beginnings. Begin your new life. Believe Believing in yourself is only one thought away. I'm going to throw that out there. I'm going to make you think about that. Meditate on that. What does that mean? Believing in yourself is only one thought away. New beginnings. Begin your new life. We have the phoenix rising out of the ashes. The phoenix grows and grows and grows, gains knowledge, strength, wisdom, and then poof, it catches into flames, it turns into ashes, and the new phoenix rises out of the ashes, reborn with all that knowledge and all that wisdom, but not all the junk with it. That's all been burnt away. The new you. The new you. And you know what? It takes time to do, okay? I retired and I thought it was going to be a lot easier, but I lost all my labels. I was no longer a manager. I was no longer an employee. I was no longer, tied up 50, 60 hours a week. I wasn't taking care of my mom anymore. So there was a label that was gone. My son, he's a little bit of carry out, but really he's very independent. So I'm not the mother with 3 small children, 2 of them which are autistic because they've grown up now on me. So I don't have those labels. And I had to redefine what labels I wanted in place. And I'm still kind of writing them out. And then if I don't like it, I just tear it off and I put a new label up. So, and you got to learn how to do that too. You got to say, I'm not this person anymore. Maybe you came from a bad relationship, or maybe you came from a bad childhood, right? Well, you're a grown up now. So your childhood, rip it off. Put a new label in there now. I'm a strong, independent adult because I learned wisdom through my childhood. I went through a lot of lessons and I learned the wisdom. You have that wisdom within you. So switch gears and go to the wisdom. I had a very bad divorce. I had a very bad relationship. I had a very bad job experience. Whatever it may be for you. Well, I lived in this apartment building and it was like this. Whatever it may be for you. And start to incorporate those new beginnings by a few new labels. And that's ripping off the old labels. They don't matter anymore. Only if you keep them alive with your stories. Okay, let's go to new beginnings in the book here. New beginnings burst with assertive energy. Assertiveness, confidence, excitement, marking the start of a new direction full of adventure. You are in a very good position to use your abilities and magic and desires to reach your full potential. You are being guided to act now and use this creative energy with enthusiasm. Get the project successfully underway. You are being driven by a creative force. The mantra is, I'm excited and ready for my new beginning. I am excited. I am ready for my new beginning. We'll get an animal card here. So it really is about celebrating the fact that this new moon is around the corner and preparing ourselves for that journey. That new experience, that new, write it out. Journal a couple of pages. I'm serious. Journal a couple of pages of the things about your past that you want to let go of. Okay? And that new moon, right around that new moon, I want you to light those up in a fireproof container, of course, and burn them down to ash. And then I want you to go to a stream or a river or a creek. It can't be a pond, okay? It has to be water that actually flows from one body of water to another. So a creek goes into the river, goes into the lake, goes into the ocean, okay? So it's got to be that kind of water, and let them take all of that away from you and dissolve it into nothingness. By the time that hits the ocean, there's nothing left of that. It doesn't exist anymore. Now remind yourself when you're ready to tell that story that isn't who you are anymore. You don't need to tell that story. And when we find that we no longer need to tell that story, we kind of look that fear, that anxiety right in the eye, and it loses all power over us. It really does. The white stag, the protector. You are an old soul. Your best friend is nature. Use your intuition to take you where you want to go. Awaken the powerful force within you. You are meant to create blessings with your magic. Once again, this card really just summed up all the reading, didn't it? I could have just read this card and we could have been done with it. Your best friend is nature. The three energy is getting out in nature. What else do we have? The High Priestess. Well, that's the magic, right? The magic was in there somewhere, right? You are meant to create blessings with your magic. You have magic. This card doesn't say if you have magic. It knows you have magic. You were born with this magic. Maybe somebody told you to put that magic in a box and never show it again. And you've had to dust off the cover of that box and get her out. It's very beneficial right now if you want to put your energy in a plan, into a journey of some sort. Make it an old plan that got put in that box and put away, stored somewhere in your brain. Okay? Don't try something out of the ordinary, brand new. You don't know the first thing about doing it. Those kinds of things won't work under this kind of energy. But if you have an old dream, an old desire, and it kind of went in that box and was put away, dust it off. Open the cover. Lay it out in front of you again. You might be amazed at what you can do now with that dream that you didn't have the tools, you didn't have the experience, you didn't have the wisdom, the knowledge perhaps to follow that path when you wanted to. Now may be the time that it opens your eyes to the new possibilities that can be in your life going forward. So you are meant to create blessings with your magic. Create blessings for you, your family, your neighborhood, your community, the collective. Until we meet again. And I love your comments. Keep them coming. You guys are awesome. Until we meet again. Oh, and yes, for those, I noticed a couple of new people came into Patreon yesterday, and thank you for that. But the comments got fixed. So I also said that I would keep the 21-day manifestation challenge alive and well at the $1 rate for you. For the next 30 days so that you can push through that and create a whole new world and a whole new life because of those 21 days that you're about to dedicate yourself to. And the new moon's coming, so it's a perfect time to really step into something like the manifestation challenge. So it's there for you. For those of you that did come in and join my Patreon, thank you so much. It's only $1 a month. And of course, there's different tiers, and the 21-day manifestation should be on a higher tier. Absolutely. I put it out at the $1 tier. I'm willing to keep it there for another 30 days. It was supposed to move up, but because of the hiccup, and I thought that we weren't going to have comments, so I told you to go over to Patreon perhaps, and some of you did, and now the comments are back. So, take advantage of the 21-day manifestation while you're on my Patreon. I'm keeping it at $1 for you. Trust me. You get past 2 or 3 lessons, you've made your dollar back. So we have the protector here. Know that we are protected. Know that we are loved. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.